All right, in this episode, I'm going to show Eva how to build her first real Flutter app. This is something I've been working on for the last probably 10 days. I mean, it's been interesting working in between everything, trying to learn a new project. Even getting set up was kind of difficult, wasn't it, Eva?
Okay. Yeah. Like it was good. It was good. It was good. And I had this one glitch. And so here's what I know. When emotional content gets high, because I was like, why? I was frustrated. Meaning making goes down. So it actually became even harder for me to figure it out. So I really like, it's a reminder that if you ever get stuck learning something new, it's really a lot faster to raise your hand and say, hey, can you walk me through setting something up? So that's what you did for me, and thank you.
Well, I would say if you get stuck setting up your environment on something as complicated as, iPhone development or Flutter, pull in someone, even if and just say, look, I need help getting this set up. Most people will be more than happy. They wouldn't be happy if you wanted to build an app for them, but they'll be more than happy to help you get started building it for yourself.
We've all bumped our shins, and so like making that less painful for somebody else is usually a pretty easy yes.
So it started with, I think Eva couldn't install Flutter because she was 2 versions behind on Mac, and then it went downhill from there.
That's when it started. So let's back up a little bit. Flutter. So you've been teasing me with this Flutter paradise, like this mythical awesomeness of Flutter. What is it?
So Flutter is a Google open source project that tries to solve the really horrible pain of developing for Android, iPhone, and now they're trying to add web. So you can write one set of code and it will compile natively for all the platforms.
No. Okay.
Beautiful. The design on it is, that was when Scott was talking about design, he was talking about material design, which Google baked into this whole Flutter thing, and it looks beautiful.
Okay, I'm excited now because if I can build in one place and it's native to where it gets deployed, that's awesome.
Yeah, because otherwise you're stuck learning JavaScript for the web, plus HTML and CSS, and then you have to learn Swift for iPhone, and then, oh, by the way, you got to learn Kotlin to do Android, and that's just a lot of learning. Those are all complete operating systems.
That's a lot of installs. Like I had enough trouble with this.
Right. So why don't you share your screen, Eva, and let's start showing people what this looks like. And at the end of it, I'm going to give you a resource. It's a $10 course that I took, and it's probably the best instructor I've had in a long time. And she just teaches you everything about it.
So the first thing I need to do is launch Android Studio. Is that right?
Android Studio. So that's what you do your programming in. Now you can use other, like IntelliJ. There's a couple of other browsers or, Developer Studio supported. But I just went with Android Studio since I figured it's from the company that made all this.
Okay, here we are.
All right, so pick Start a New Flutter Project, and you get that after you've installed, all the Flutter stuff.
Yeah, so let's go through what I installed that was not, OS stuff. I installed Android Studio, Flutter.
Flutter SDK, the Flutter plugins to Android Studio.
Xcode, because I didn't have that.
You had to download the virtual machines, right? The emulating machines. So it was a lot of stuff to get all set up and everything.
Okay, so your new Flutter project.
Okay.
What are we doing so I can name it?
We're going to do Biz Card.
Okay. Biz Card.
You have to put in your path.
That's here.
And then hit Next. And you should be good. So hit Finish.
Okay.
So now one thing we can do while it's running here is we can pull up your iOS emulator. So simulator, that's it. So run that bad boy, and then here, pull down your No Device Selected dropdown and start running your Android emulator. So we're going to get up all your emulators so that you can see exactly what's going to happen here.
Okay.
So over there, pull, yeah, you can kill that.
How do I do that?
I just hit the button down at the bottom, the circular one.
Okay.
I don't have an Android phone, so I've been learning the interface as I do this stuff. Is your iPhone emulator, did it come up on your other screen?
Oh, let me look.
Drag it over.
It's here somewhere. It says it's here. And this is the Android. It sure is. Okay, let's see.
Yes.
Well, that's a good question.
Well, I mean, so let's start with on that drop down that says SDK. Go ahead and pull it down and pick Chrome. I think your simulator is just taking a little bit of time to get going.
Oh, okay. I mean, it says it's running. It seems to be disappeared.
Okay, so pick your drop down box at the top that says SDK.
Here?
Yep.
Okay.
And then Chrome. And we're going to start by running it as a web app. So then do your play button that's on the right there. Yes.
Right there? Okay.
And that's going to compile it into a native web app. So it's putting it into JavaScript, HTML, and whatnot. And then while you're waiting for that, pull the same drop-down list. Now, one of the things that took me a while is you can run more than one at a time. So pick your SDK, and let's start.
Oh, hang on.
Here we go.
We have action.
So here's the demo app, and you can click the button on the bottom right, and it will keep track of how many times you pushed it. So not, super exciting, but there it is. It's working on the web, and you can.
Okay.
Now let's launch it in Android.
So here.
Yes. And hit the play button.
Play. Okay, now see down here, I've got two tabs.
Yes. So it has one for each environment that you're running it in. Now, if you notice, it takes a long time to compile this, and all the normal phone developers really hate this because you have to compile it and then put it on the phone. Now, one of the advantages of Flutter is it will hot reload. So if you make a change on your screen, you just save it and it'll show up on your phone without the whole recompiling, 1 to 2 minute process here.
Okay,
now,
so
let's try the same thing with your iPhone, and hopefully that'll make it pop up somewhere for you. Open the iOS simulator, okay?
Where are you?
Well, it looks like Android's making a little progress here. Now that looks like an iPhone to me. No, is that Android? It's Android.
That's the Android.
All right, so similar here.
Okay.
Now, go over here and scroll down your code here a little bit on your right.
Okay.
And let's find that you have pushed the button this many times in your main Dart file, which you have open.
Oh, here, down here?
On the right, upper.
Gotcha.
So scroll on down. We're looking for you have pushed the button toward the bottom there. Keep going down.
You have pushed the button. Okay.
So change that, and we're just going to hot push it out.
This many pushes have occurred. Okay, and then some here.
Just do Command S or Control S to save it.
Save. What?
You see it there? It just goes right over.
What?
It really speeds up the development.
No. What?
Exactly. Now, have you found your iPhone anywhere yet?
No, I have no idea where the iPhone is. So
Well,
this one hasn't been updated. So to do the Chrome one, do I need to go here?
You need to go back to the right tab, which I think is the second one that you opened. The second main Dart.
No, we started with Chrome.
Okay. And there
As
you
many
go.
pushes have occurred. And it reset the counter here
Yes. Well,
because
you
it's
might have done
JavaScript.
a full, yes. Okay. So now what we're going to do is let's look at this code on the right. Your
Can I
main
hunt
Dart.
down my simulator real quick?
Yes. We'll
do
cut it
that.
out.
Okay, I just killed it. I'm gonna go here, simulator, run it again. There it goes. Okay. I don't know why it was being tardy.
So let's wait till it gets booted up and then we'll. Okay, so you found your iPhone simulator. So pull it down on the list here.
Okay, so now it's up here.
Yep. Hit your run play button on the right.
Doing it.
So while we're waiting for it to come up, let's go look at the code over here.
Okay.
So now the thing that it took a while for me to get used to is that Dart or Flutter, which is built on Dart, everything's a widget. So, where you might write a lot of code to create something and then push it somewhere in JavaScript, here it's just a series of widgets that nest other widgets that nest other widgets. And it's like turtles all the way down, widgets all the way down. And so at the very top, what you're doing is, and we're going to get rid of, all this comments and everything, but if you look at your main on line 3.
Yeah, hey, is there a way for me to make the font bigger?
There should be. So go to Android Preferences, Android Studio
Preferences. Because this is really cool, but I just don't know if it's going to be.
And if you go to Editor,
Font.
Yeah, let's jack the.
How's that? Better?
Much better.
Okay, good.
So you've got your main function there, and all it does is run an app, and that my app has a build method that returns a widget. So if you look on line 10, you see where it's building, and it returns a widget that wraps everything else. So in this case, we're doing the material app, which gives you all the cool material design features and colors and fonts. And then everything below that is either a property of it or a further widget. So what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate all of this other code. So
Okay.
all we want to do is return an empty material app. So we're going to delete like line 12 down to line 29. So we're going to get rid of all that code.
Like all the way through 29.
All the way through 29.
Okay.
And then everything below it.
From 17 down.
17 down, we're getting rid of it, all of it.
Ruthless.
Now, if you save it, you should just see a blank screen. So we may have to do, so you're going to have to click the play button again. We changed so much. And do the same, I guess, go to your other Dart and then do the same, not save, but that push the play and it'll do a hot reload.
And play.
And the web will probably come up next. All right, so we're getting a little bit of an error here. Let me.
Maybe I over trimmed. Oh, here we go. So the iPhone, oh, here we go. Find a generator. Could not find, ooh, it's bouncing.
It's probably, well, I don't know. So let's go, give me a second here.
Yeah.
Let this guy out, but my app. I sent you boilerplate.
Oh, you sure did.
So I think what's missing here is let's add a body to this thing, because maybe it needs something to put in there. So just go right below return here, hit enter, and then just do body and your autocomplete.
Body dot or?
No, body colon. And then we're going to do safe area. Space to get it off the top of it. Why is it not working? I think we're missing, I see, what are we missing here? Go grab the boilerplate code that I sent you, and let's drop it in there. And this is the joy of doing things, demoing.
Oh my God, right? Starter code, okay.
So stop the app, hit that.
Stop all.
Yes.
Can I close some of these?
It won't, it doesn't hurt. I mean, it won't matter, but.
Okay.
Now, play that one. Yeah, just go through and play them with the different down selected. Maybe you had to do a full recompile with that drastic of a change. No.
Well, I've got two that's going to the iPhone SE. I should probably do Chrome again. Okay, I've just got a blank. Maybe Flutter Doctor?
No, I don't think it's going to be that even. I think maybe I just stripped it down too much.
Okay.
So let's start trying to build stuff in here. So go to your material app there and hit enter in between the parentheses.
Okay, enter.
Now, the first thing is we're going to put in a child. Well, let me double check here. We need a body. So the body is what's going to go in the main area here. So do body colon space, and then just do safe area, capital S, capital A. So everything's kind of camel case. There you go.
Okay.
And do, close open parentheses. So every widget kind of has that thing. It's the name and then the parentheses, and then hit enter. And then in the safe area, we're going to give it a child colon, yep. And then let's just do a text thing, hello world.
Do I need double quotes, single quotes?
Well, do text, just everything's a widget. So let's do, it's a text widget. And that kind of gets hard to capital T.
Starting to get the hang of this.
And then in quotes, single quotes, whatever you want to do. Hello world.
I'm thinking big.
Now let's push this and see if we can at least get Chrome working here.
No named parameter with the named body.
Material app. I'm looking here. Home. It's home, not body.
Lowercase?
Yes.
Yep, save. Boom, okay.
All right, we're back on track. Hello,
Hello, universe.
Okay,
All
so
right.
this did not like having nothing there. So it can't be totally blank. Okay,
So
so
this is
now for the home, we've got so one of the cool things about this IDE, so you're gonna get them all, run it
I
here.
am trying.
So right click, here we go.
Right click.
The safe area,
Okay.
and actually Alt Enter when you're selecting it. So click on it and then do Alt Enter. Wrap with a widget. So now we want to do scaffold as our overall widget that's going to have everything in it.
Okay. What's the formatting for that?
Capital S, it's always camel case on your widgets.
And there's the widget.
So
Where do I?
that?
Oh, okay. What's it called again?
Scaffold. And then just hit enter to autocomplete.
Okay.
All right, and then now child becomes home. And this is where I think I got confused.
Oh, got it.
So a scaffold has like the app bar, it has a home, which is the center part. So change that property child that's got the squiggly line to home. All right.
It's still squiggly.
Oh, wait. Home is scaffold. Yes. So that becomes
Body.
body.
Okay.
All right.
This is cool.
Let's resave it or push it out to see it update.
Wait, so now that's in, well,
So now it's put it below the text over there. So, I don't know which one. Yeah, you might want to recompile that guy or launching. Okay. So now we're rolling. So what we want to do here is instead of making text hello universe, well, let's wrap the text in the center. So click on it, click on text.
Doing that Alt Enter.
And then wrap with center.
Okay.
Hit save and you'll immediately see where it just kind of drags it over. All right.
Okay, here we go. Hello Universe is up here.
Yes. So now to do this, we're going to create a child of this center. So click enter after, there you go.
Sorry, I'm just like, wait a minute, it's really centered. How come it's centered here but not over here? Because I didn't hit the play and must not have hit the play.
Play to push it out to hot play it over there.
So that's Chrome. This is iPhone, so play. Man, this is nice. And then here, play.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is hit enter after center. So we're going to start stacking these things.
So hit enter right here or after?
After the parentheses to get child on the next line.
Okay.
And then instead of the text, so go to the text and let's wrap it in a column. So do your Alt Enter.
And in a column.
So you could do widget and then just rename that widget as column.
Okay.
Now what that's going to let us do is stack things coming down the screen. So now column does not have a child, it has children, so that you put more. So eliminate, so delete all that child all the way over to the end of the center. So past the text.
Trying to see how many.
So yeah, one.
There we go.
Now hit enter to just kind of pull it
Give
down.
some space.
Yeah, and then hit enter after the other in parentheses to space it out. So there we go. Now we can clearly see. So now do column has children instead of child because you can do more than one. So start typing children. Enter. Hit enter to space your brackets out. Okay, now what we can do is we can start writing stuff down the screen here. So we're going to start with an avatar. So do circle avatar.
Big C?
Always. Camel case. There you go. Now parentheses. Hit enter. So now we need a photo. Do you have a picture that you picked out for your?
I do.
So drag that. So let's create a folder in BizCard called images on your left here on your project. So just right click on the BizCard at the top folder.
Oh, here we are. Okay, right click. Oops. Right click. New
directory. And do images.
Okay.
All right, so drag your photo that you want to use for your business card over there.
Okay. Find my Finder window. Let's see. Headshot. And this just goes right in here.
Hit OK. All right, now in order to get these assets in, open up, and it's in your top level directory under BizCard, the pub spec YAML.
The pub spec YAML.
Yes, and you've got to tell it about these images. So scroll down, and you'll see toward the bottom, right there, you can tell it about assets. Up a little further, because we're not doing fonts. So right there, change that assets to images, or don't, you leave assets, so you want to uncomment the two lines there. And the one above it, assets. Now, this is YAML, so it's really picky, so you need to line, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then get rid of the second images.
This one?
Yep. And then a trick with this is just to do images backslash, and it'll get everything in the directory, so you don't have to add each individual image.
There we go, like that?
The other slash.
Just slash, okay.
And then get rid of your a.bur. Okay, so now, anytime you do that, you see that link up there, pub-get, that's next to your Flutter command line.
Hang on a second. Here, no.
Nope, below that.
Pub-get.
So hit that, and that will recompile the thing, pull it in there. So now, if we go back over to our main Dart file,
which is here.
Yeah, so under your circle avatar, we're going to add two properties. One's going to be a radius of 50. And then the second one is going to be background image. And in that, you're going to do asset image. So it's another widget, capital A. Hit enter. And then in there, you're just going to do, in parentheses, this is a one-liner, all in the same line, a string of images slash whatever your image name was, but on the same line as asset image, so you put it together. There you go.
Images slash.
In quotes.
Okay.
And you'll need to put the quote around images as well. A single quote, it's just a string.
Do I get rid of this quote here? I must.
No, kill it. There we go. Now,
okay.
Now let's see if we see that show up on our system when you push.
So save. What?
There you go.
Okay, that's cool.
So now go back up to your scaffold
Let's see
and
if
right
I
below that, so hit enter after scaffold,
scaffold. Okay.
and let's do background color here.
All right. So we did back.
This is a property, so it's lowercase, or yeah,
The background color?
yep. And then do capital C, colors, plural, period. Now you can pick.
Ooh.
You can do teal, you can do whatever you want the background to be of your card.
Oh, this is fancy. Okay. How about this light blue? We're doing it.
All right,
Save.
hit save.
Wow.
Ta-da.
Okay.
All right, so now one of the things we can do here is in your column, you can have a main axis alignment, which will center everything up and down. So find your column widget, yep, hit enter. Do lowercase main axis alignment, there you go. Now, the way they do these properties is now it's an object, so it's capital main axis alignment. There you go, dot, just like colors, and you're going to do center. And then hit save. So
Okay.
all a combination of properties and objects or widgets. And there's, you know, the more I get into it, the more I see patterns with it. They have a structured way of doing it. It's a little overwhelming at first, but then once you get the hang of it, it's like, oh, well, main axis alignment will be, you know, an object main axis alignment, and then there's different choices you can make there.
Okay.
So below your circle avatar, let's put in a text thing that says your name. So
Okay.
You see circle avatar ending on line 24, and I love the way they put comments in to tell you. So add a comma so that it knows that there's more than one, and then hit enter.
So, because it's children, right? So we'll do comma.
Comma, enter.
Enter.
And then we're going to do a text widget. So just do capital T. And then, you know, there you go. And then do your name.
Oh, jumping straight to the title. I want doer of things. Eva Bunker.
Hit enter.
Okay.
Save it. Now, what we're going to do is let's hit enter after, before the string, and we're going to put it on its own line because we're going to add some properties here. So comma.
So like that?
Yep, and then comma after that. Now we're going to do a style property.
But why did it, you know why it ticked it back out like that?
Once you add the style property, you'll be able to get it to come in.
Okay.
I'm not sure what Android's thinking is on the alignment on this.
So style.
Style. Now you have a text style object. And this took me a little while to get. So text style and then hit enter. It's going to be, I mean, you've got to do the parentheses thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, so now we can do font size, like I did 40, it looked nice. These will be lowercase. It's, yeah, lowercase on the first part and then uppercase.
Okay. At least it has hints.
40. And let's do font weight, you know, comma, next property. And then this is a capital font weight. And then bold. And let's do colors as the last property.
No, it's not font colors.
Well,
Colors.
it's just color.
I can type.
And then capital C, colors, dot, there you go, white.
Okay, wow.
Now what she did in the course is she went to Google Fonts to grab a really cool font called Pacifico. And these are all
Browse the
open source.
fonts.
Yes. And she picked out Pacifico. Certainly doesn't matter, but just, pick one. Let's download
Dancing script. Dancing script.
Okay. So download that file.
Oh. I feel comfortable. I don't need to. How do I download?
Back to the main one. I believe you can get it from there if you hover over it. Maybe. Maybe not. So maybe you have to click in like you did.
Oh, it's variable. That's great to contribute.
Okay, so click in and maybe we just got to find where pairing.
Grab it from GitHub or?
No, I think if you stretch your screen out, you'll be able to see where to download it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I download the family. You mean the download?
Yes.
Okay. So I've got it. Do I need to unzip it?
Unzip it. And then we're going to drag one of the files into, let's create a fonts directory and throw it in there in your project.
New directory, fonts. Okay. Dancing script. Is the TTF file?
Yes.
Okay. You can do that.
Now we're going to go back to your pub spec. Now we need to do the same thing we did for the images. So pull up or go over to your pub spec YAML file up there next to your main Dart file on the right in the interface. And then if you look down there, they show you how to add fonts as comments. So, what you have to do is you have to give it a name, and then you have to point to where it's at, and we put it in the fonts folder. That way it wouldn't mix in with the images. So uncomment.
These?
Yep. And then you only need one asset since you've only got one font.
True.
So I would just delete everything 67 down.
I don't need the weight or anything?
No, we're not going to do that part of it. You're just pulling in one particular one. Now delete all the comments above it to get it next to assets so we can kind of see what we're doing here. Okay. So now you need the fonts uncommented and then on the same indentation as assets. And you know how picky YAML is.
So there we go. So assets and fonts from the same vertical alignment.
Same indentation. And then now let's give, what did you pull over? Dancing script. So call it dancing script for family.
Okay.
And then I would untab it and tab it. That way it gets lined up correctly.
Untab this guy?
Past the dash, before the dash. Yeah, so that we got it on the right. There we go. Yes.
Okay, how's that?
Yep, looks good.
Same thing on this?
Yep, same thing on that. And actually tab it in and get rid of that guy, the dash, because it's not separate.
Here we go.
One more over, because it's underneath family. Okay, and then here, you're just going to put in your, fonts, and I would cut and paste the name up there.
Okay, here we go.
You could type that dancing script in, or you could right click and maybe hit rename. Well, I don't know if it'll let you pick it up or not. I guess not. Oh.
Let's try that.
Copy path. It had on there.
Let's see what I did. Boom.
Perfect. Okay. So then run your pub get, which is that link at the top.
Pub get.
Yes.
Got an error.
Oh, what did it say?
I got an error on line 54, so that's here. Mapping values are not allowed here. Did you miss a colon earlier?
Huh.
I hate it when my
Let me
colon's
pull up
missing.
my version of this and find, there we go.
Should fonts be with images the same over?
Let me check. I'm pulling up my pub spec to see how I did it.
Okay.
Fonts, yes, I've got it underneath family, like right underneath family. Fonts dash family, yeah. So on the one that I had working, it's yes, right there, and then I would retab that guy. There you go. That should work.
All right, let's see. PubGet. Hey. Oh.
And, you know, YAML's just one of those things. It's just really picky about offsets. There's sites you can go to kind of check your YAML code if you get stuck. I think we've all been stuck on this.
I want a t-shirt that says check your YAML.
Check your YAML at the door, right? Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop that into your file. We're going to use that.
All right, so I'm going to go back to my main Dart.
Absolutely. And where you've got here, add a new thing underneath font size and do font family.
Like right up under here?
Yes. There you go. Now, what did you call it? You may have to go back and look.
Dancing script.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so hit enter. It's not liking that, is it? You got to put it in string. So
Oh.
it's not an object.
Oops. Give me. Likes that.
You've got a close. You need a closing one.
Oh, it took it out. Man, a little over helpful there. Okay.
There we go. So now save it, and we should see it pull up. I think you had the web one going last, so I don't know if you want to.
So down here, my tabs used to have my Dart files.
So you're in messages. So look at the bottom there. You've got hit the run.
Oh no.
All the way to the left is run.
Oh, super. Okay.
Oh, this is a trick you have to know. So when you pull in a new asset, you have to actually stop and restart it. Because it's got to move those files over.
So I'm going to stop all.
Might as well, because yeah, we're going to have to restart them up. And then you just go and select them and you drop down over there and run them. So right now you're running Chrome.
Oh, that's interesting. So I'm going to close these, go back to here, run, here. Ooh.
Okay.
Intrusive.
There.
Hey.
So there you go. Now you've got your dancing script for your business card.
That's cool. These guys.
What we want to do while we're waiting for those guys to pull up is let's add the tagline below it. So below where you've got your text with Eva Bunker in your main Dart file here.
Hang on. Okay. Eva Bunker. Yeah.
So go down to the comma where it says text, add a comma there, and then let's do a new text widget. So comma and then push enter and then put in text.
Come on.
There we go. Now string around it, and what do you want your tagline to be?
Let's see. Well, you had lightning in a bottle, I think is what you showed me, right?
Yes.
I gotta do, oh, here we go. Lightning in a mason jar.
Okay.
And then comma.
Comma, yes.
Style. Well, it's interesting right here. Oh, because this isn't YAML, so it doesn't care as much. Okay.
No, it does not care nearly as much.
Style, text, style, font, size. I want it smaller. What do you think, like 25 or?
Yeah, I did 20, 25, whatever looks good to your eye here. Now,
Okay.
what's nice is you can just save it and see.
So I wouldn't do let me get rid of the comma here at the end.
No, it actually likes commas everywhere. That's one thing that
even if it's the last.
Oh yeah, and so you just get in a habit of adding commas.
Oh hey.
Yes.
So I want it to be also to be white.
Yep. Probably bold, and then we just need to pick a font style that you like.
Oh, I did something wrong. Commas. It loves commas. Comma, 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 comma. Wait. And bold.
So once you get the hang of it, I mean, like already you can see, oh, this is getting easier. Like it's just following the same pattern over and over.
Now, if I want to make it italic,
you would do, I believe it'd be font weight, but I don't know. Let me look up real quick. I'll go Dart. No, not Dart. Flutter. Font italic.
font style. I bet it's style.
Okay. So then it would be usually as font style in all caps. There you go. Yeah, not all caps, camel. Okay.
Okay. That's cool.
Now say, okay, yeah. So you've got bold. Now I would pick a font because that's the system one or the one that comes with it. So, but if you like it, you like it. I mean, what do you think?
No, I'd like to pick one.
And so then it would just be font family.
All right, let's do dancing script.
Sure.
Because I know what I could do is go pick the style I like and drag that back in again.
Right. You could go back to Google Fonts and find something that you, because that's hard to read at that level.
Look at that. I mean, like this is insane. I can just change it and see immediately.
That's what one of the most exciting things to me, because again, compiling it for a minute and a half every time you want to see a change is a drag.
So if I wanted, can I comment out just this one line up here, the font family dancing script?
Yes.
Just that.
It's usually Control/ to get the editor, or Command/ in Apple.
Oh, super. Okay. All right, this is looking better. Oops.
Ah. Yes.
Here we go.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put a divider underneath it and then put in a couple of like your email address and your name. So below that text widget, comma, and then we're going to do a sized box.
So this is below the big, this
You're
guy
right
here.
at the bottom. No, so we're still going down that column.
Okay.
And adding widgets.
Okay.
And so do size box.
Sized box.
Yep, box. And let's give it a height of 20 and a width of 200. I mean, that's the sized part of the size box.
With a, what do you think, 200?
200. And then give it a child, and we're going to put a divider in here, which will put a nice little line to kind of separate out.
So a child.
And then you add a widget, and that widget's going to be the divider widget. See, you're already starting to look like a pro here.
I know, right? And that,
And it's a widget, so it's got your parentheses.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is let's give it a color. And Angela in the course made it kind of a light teal to fit in, but like you've got blue, right? What's your background? Light blue accent. So let's go blue, and then I'll show you a trick here. So colors, capital C. Yep.
Colors.
Plural.
Okay.
Dot. So do blue. And then you can do another dot. So blue, period. And now you can pick different shades. So I don't know if you want to go with something a little darker so the line kind of shows up, but save it and you'll see.
Oh, this shade goes to 900. Nice.
There you go. Now you see that little line there. And
yeah.
You can change that if you want a different color. It doesn't matter. It's all about your personal preferences.
Let me do my little update across the board. That is G phone, iPhone. Where's that? Okay.
And a faster way, because you're doing a fast recompile, is just to do save. So if you do Command S while you've got that one on, it'll hot reload it.
Oh, super. Okay. I was wondering because sometimes like there it kind of resets. So that's what's happening.
Yes.
Because I went and to that Dart file and I hit run, it's actually starting over again. But
completely over, but yes, it's a little faster than the first build, but still a lot slower than just Control or Command S.
Okay, so it doesn't have to reload Gradle, but it does launch this file itself.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So, okay. Save.
So then if you just do
save, save.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool. Well, where's my little line here?
So you must not have recompiled it? I don't know. I'm not totally sure.
Okay, well, let's do this. Boom. And run. I'm assuming at some point it'll pop up and interrupt.
Yes. Interrupt what we're doing, absolutely.
Right.
So now we want to add a card below that size box. So comma at the end of size box.
Man, those auto comments are great.
Yes, it really, big time helps. Okay, here we go. See if we get our line.
No line.
No,
maybe it's just too tiny for this.
Or the shade doesn't show up.
Okay.
Depending on the coloring. Why don't you make it like a orange or something, obnoxious, and then we could see.
Oh, I can do this. Dot. Orange. Deep orange.
And if we go over to the web, we should.
It doesn't like it.
It doesn't like it. So I don't know where it went. And, there's still things I'm learning now. The web is newer and they haven't released it out, quote, production. Okay,
I'm gonna try one more thing. No, that's not the right thing. It's the divider size. I was wondering if I could make the divider size. Okay, I'm in the weeds. Let's get back to this.
Okay, so below size box,
yeah.
Let's put in a card. And this is a material widget. And so it's funny, I've been reading the material docs like Scott told us to, and I'm learning a lot. Card is an opinionated object. So if you pick the second one, it'll actually put any defaults in it. I kind of struggle with this because the first option there, well, no, try it again. Let's see. One of those two gives you more than, so just hit enter. Oh, well. So brackets or parentheses. There you go. And I struggle with like which one to pick.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Okay.
Okay.
So now we're going to add, we're going to put a margin here as a property. And then the way you do that for both margin and padding, there's an object called edge inserts. Insets, yeah, not inserts, insets.
Edge insets.
And then let's do symmetric.
So dot
Yes.
symmetric.
And now we're going to do a vertical property of 10 and a horizontal of 25.
10 horizontal 25.
25.
Okay.
Now, below that, or next property is going to be the child.
So under margin here?
Under, let's see, is it part of margin? Margin, yeah, under margin, we're going to add a child.
Oh, so like inside the.
No, outside the margin.
Okay.
We're going to add a child. And that child's going to be a list tile widget.
Got a list tile widget. So it's got parentheses.
Yep. The first property is going to be leading. Now they've got a bunch of cool built-in icons. So pull up the object icon. So it's a widget, actually, as everything's a widget.
So a singular icon?
Icon, yes.
Okay.
And then in that icon, nope, it's going to be it's a widget. So it's got.
There we go.
It's going to be, let's do icons dot phone.
Or isn't it?
No, it's actual, one of those objects with properties.
Icons. Okay.
Phone. And so here's all the built-in stuff.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
And so yeah, you could pick, if you want to do, you could do a fancy iPhone. And so one of the great things about Flutter is all this design stuff is just kind of baked in hard with everything.
Yeah, this is great. Phone.
So pick one.
How do I pick? Okay.
All right. And then below it, you want to give it a color. And I would make it kind of like your deep blue, the blue dot 900 to kind of blend it in, but it's up to you.
Color.
And then it's the capital colors. And then dot. And then pick something that you want it to look like.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Now, below your icon, let's add a title. So where icon ends there for the whole widget, let's go comma, and then let's add a new property. And that property is going to be title. So you did the leading. So the leading's a phone icon. Now we're going to do the title of this part. And it's going to be a text widget.
So I need to do, hang on, we have this. The title is text. It's a widget.
It's a widget. So now put in your phone number as your text, as your opening text, and then we'll do properties after that.
All right, let's see, 512-555-1212.
You'll need string around it.
Not really my number. Y'all don't call this.
Or do. Life could be fun.
I think it's just information. Okay.
Yes. So comma, and then now we can add a style property with your text style. It loves to cover up what
it does. So style,
text style.
Oh, text style?
Text style. And then there you can go with, whatever you want, the colors, the font size, font family.
All right, let's do color. Is it just plain color?
Yes. And then it's colors is the object to pull up their presets.
That's going to
Colors dot.
take a little getting used to.
It does. It's very different than your normal programming style. So let's save that and see what comes up.
I hit save and I had some analysis issues found. I bet I have an extra comma or a missing comma somewhere.
Click on that Dart analysis and just double click what it's expecting.
Oh, that's nice. So it's expecting to find
a brace.
Yeah, expected to find. Oh, really? Here it's this.
So the children. Oh, where is your closing square bracket? It should be below your last widget that you put in there, the card.
So here's the closing one. I think that's what it's looking for, but I must have an extra. Oh, there's no comma.
Or just delete that line.
Yep.
Yay.
I need to change the text color because the block is white.
So yeah.
So we'll go indigo. Hey.
And if you want to make it bigger, so I made mine 20, so you could see it a little better. I want people to really be able to see that 1212 number.
Font size. And then 30.
So now what I would do is I would copy that whole block statement, starting on line 52 down to line 70, and let's copy it and make a second one.
Underneath, just like boom right here.
Yep. And here for icons, do icon.email.
Icons.
Right there, you had it. So yeah, we're going to switch out the leading icon. And then I'll put in, whatever crazy email address you want to do here. Eat shit.
No. Okay, this is real. This is actually usable.
There we go.
Hey, that's cool.
Now you've got an app that's a business card, but it's it's a basic one page.
Yeah.
Flutter. And it works on all these different systems. So let's go see what that looks like on the web one, the Chrome one. I'm curious.
Hang on. I know this. We just did this. Dart analysis. Not what I wanted.
All the way to the left. Still doesn't like the divider, so I'm not quite sure why the web's different there.
Yeah, and you said that the Chrome piece is a newer part of the functionality being added to Flutter, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So kind of the way I think about it as an entrepreneur is you always have to go where the puck's going. So you get for sure your two phone systems out of it, tablets, all that, and then you might be able to use the web stuff, but you definitely will be able to do it probably by next year, I would think.
Oh. So I want to make this 15. Okay.
So now pull up your browser. I want to show you the wonderful teacher that I've been using for this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have been raving about her.
Best course. I mean, I've tried a lot. I've tried to learn phone stuff probably 5 or 6 times. Most of the courses jump off in the deep end, have you build these really complicated apps that, sure, they look great, but then you get a blank piece of paper and you don't really know where to go. And she has just done it from the ground up, showing you one level at a time. Build a one-page app with your business card. Now, add the second page. Now, let's talk to an API and pull the stuff in. I just enjoyed the heck out of it. The website
So
Go ahead.
it sounds like you're basically getting usable Lego blocks that you stay with you after the course.
And it's funny you should say that. She uses that metaphor. She gets
That's
Lego
awesome.
blocks, and let's find
Okay,
all the pieces. It's yeah, funny.
that's great.
So go to appbrewery.co. She's out of London, Angela Yu,
Yeah.
and it's $10. And so it's just hard to find, something that teaches you this well for $10. And I'm 75% of the way through the course. And I feel confident. I'm not a great phone programmer, but I can get it done now.
Is
And
it this one?
That is, nope. That's the intro. So no, back up. It's the Flutter Boot Camp, the one next to it, the complete
Here we
Flutter
are.
Boot Camp.
Oh, nice.
This is the one. It's $10. And the way I think about this is you will spend 1,000 or 10,000 times that trying to hire someone else to do it if you don't know what you're doing. So even if you don't plan on doing it yourself, you need to know enough to be able to communicate it. Kind of like Scott was saying, same with design, know enough to be able to communicate what you want done.
This is cool. I mean, I just say that before this walkthrough, the whole idea of developing for like a mobile app was a nice idea, but I wasn't sure I was willing to go through like the pain I made up I would need to. And it feels a lot more, it feels accessible. We should build an app.
I think so. And, I've got some ideas there. I know you've got some ideas. So maybe we'll do, just a whole video later about us brainstorming on it. But I would love to. And my goal with it, and it's kind of funny knowing me, I remember when I launched One and Only, the dating site. And within 3 days, we made our first dollar. And you would have had to tie weights to me to pull me down off the seat. I was so excited.
Okay, so I'm hearing that part of the goal is that let's create an app that gets us that makes at least $1 in an app store.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I think we should take this challenge.
And we will. And so we're going to share that journey with you guys because it's no good. Like it's pointless to learn how to do this if you then don't turn around and like do something with it.
Hey, so Angela, I know that you're not here, but you're here. And so thank you.
Yes, you have been wonderful. We'll list you down in the resources. And, this is one of my pet peeves is people will pitch me their idea. They've not even built it. They may have great, designs or good ideas in their heads. And I just think, if it's not important enough to you as an entrepreneur to go learn enough to build the prototype, why should I give you my money in order for you to go out and learn all those mistakes that you'd have learned if you'd done it yourself in the first place? I mean,
Yeah.
How do you think about it, Eva?
That it's really easy to dream and that dreamers are everywhere, but it's the people who take a dream and put it into like in the manifest world, like so in physical, tangible space that show like the commitment and the follow through that's needed to go for the whole journey. So,
Awesome.
somebody that can take an idea, roll up their sleeves and learn what they need to know in order to say, look, touch this. This is really coming true. Will you join me? It's a much more compelling, statement than, hey, I have this idea and now I'm going to go find some people that will build it. But if they leave, I'm left back with my dream.
Right, because even if you get the first prototype built, as soon as you start putting it in front of customers, you're going to need to change it, modify it, and then you're stuck. Like unless people keep giving you money, I look at it this way: raising money is trying to get permission to build something.
Oh, that's so good.
You shouldn't have to ask anyone for permission. So if you're willing to roll your sleeves up, you don't have to ask. Like I can sit here in this room in my spare time, just like I did when I built the first website, just like Eva and Nelson did when they were doing Critical Watch, and I can code and make the product, make it real, and I don't have to ask anyone permission for anything.
Man, that's a great way of framing it.
Well, that's a wrap today. Thanks, Eva, and I look forward to building an app with you.
Oh, it's going to be fun. All right, next time.
Next time.